good tricks. And we are rolling with the fabulous Ms. Tree.
Hello.
And she's feeling sassy because she had a snack.
I did. I haven't eaten all day. I cut my husband something, but I was like, I've been ripping and running and everything like that. But I just didn't. And I don't, I don't eat what he eats. So
Right.
of course,
Well, I think it's awesome. I'm glad that you found a little snack because I
Mhm.
like energized Tree the
Yes.
best. And you're like the cooker girl, so I know you didn't have like 10 minutes to make a meal like you're used
I
to.
took some cucumbers and I sliced them up and then I just dipped them in apple cider vinegar and start
Oh,
eating it like
wow.
that. So that's
Wow.
what I did. And
Portable
it
food.
actually was good. Actually, it was pretty good.
All right. Well, cool. Well, welcome everyone. Tree and I had so much fun last time.
Yes, we did.
I really do think both of us have a heart for ignorant women that really get lost in this game, but there's also men that get lost in this game
Yeah.
as well. And so I think it applies both directions. It's that signature of a narcissist that's all over it.
Mhm.
And it's just a different way of looking at it. We're looking at it through the eyes of the Hustler University. And
Yes.
so, for people who didn't catch you last time, can you tell everyone a little bit about you? It can be short or long, whatever you like.
Oh my God. I am a nobody who triggers big misogynist clout chasers and try to humiliate women from OF. Yeah. That's very serious though. I tend to get men who like to attack other women for some, and no, I didn't even notice until somebody pointed this out. There's like, you got the taste to respond to you, you got this guy, you got Zerka to respond to you, got all these misogynist guys to respond to you, and you are a tiny Twitter account, and they want to know what I do, and I really couldn't even tell them what I do. But I am I have my own channel. I have several channels, but the channel you all who are watching this should watch is Just Tree 411. I talk about relationships, but I do a lot of exposing of the red pill. I do content for men and women, but it is mostly geared for women. And on Twitter is where all the action is. However, Twitter is going through some things right now, and I unplugged from it for the most part. So you can tell I'm not talking too much on Twitter because I'm not interested in what's going on right now. And of course I'm talking in code, but I'm not, I've been in a very good mood yesterday, day before yesterday, and I'm in a good mood today. I don't want to see anything that's taking me out of that mood. And I want you guys to understand certain things are done to get you emotionally triggered, and I'm not playing that game.
Amen. I'm so happy to hear that because I just wrote yesterday, maybe I'm jaded, but I don't believe any of this stuff I'm seeing today.
Wow, that was bold for you to, oh my, I know you got pushback, didn't you?
It wasn't specific enough, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
But who knows? I mean, I think I don't attract I don't attract somebody that would troll me over that, if that makes sense. I think I'm just like that boring older lady and I don't get the trolls. And I'm also have no problem just blocking people like for no reason.
Girl, I'm queen block, okay?
If you are not nice, you are gone, period. For real.
Yeah, you don't want that clogging up your notifications.
Right.
And me, and you know me, if I can't respond to you the way I want to without getting my account suspended or being put in Twitter jail, block.
Right.
And people get mad, like, listen, I can't respond to you. In the old days, old Twitter, I never blocked because I could say what I want.
Whatever. Yeah, that's true. That's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had an idea. You tell me what you think of it.
Okay.
So Andrew Tate has a newsletter. And it's usually short, like a little bullet type of thing. And I was thinking I would read a couple of them and then have you tear them apart.
Sure, let's do this.
Okay. So let's do the first one. The first one's only, a little page and a half thing. It's called Aspire to be a Superhero. Not a
Okay.
normal person with a bigger house or a nicer car. You can have $10 million now if your wife is, but if your wife is average, no powerful brothers to call on, and you're physically weak, you're just a rich loser instead of a poor one. Money is not the goal, power is. Aspire to be a man who can do whatever he wants when he wants. You want a Russian wife, for a Russian model wife who truly loves you? Message a Russian model from your verified Instagram, charm her, arrange a first date, get your private jet, connections sort through the visa, and you get yourself one. You want to be able to buy, it's almost done. We're halfway through here. Your mom a house, buy her one, fully paid for. Someone tries to take what you have, you destroy them. Superheroes are real, they exist. If you aspire to live as anything else, unfollow me, genuinely. I'm reaching out to the intelligent men who understand there's a level of human existence that is for the very select few individuals get to experience. Most people don't believe it's possible. It's possible. You can have everything. Tate.
So, right off the bat, I can tell that this is a litmus test to see who's gullible to bite that bait. Pimps do it all. This is a pimp technique, and let me explain what I'm talking about. When I was growing up, you know, we have pimps in our hood, and they will test all the girls that they came across to see which one is easily programmable, which one that they can indoctrinate and groom properly. And so they will do things like, you know, see if how obedient she is, or, you know, how receptive she is to your orders or your commands. And so Tate has done this with the chocolate by telling men to tell their the women that they're dating or who they're thinking about getting a relationship with to use for OF webcam, say, buy me some chocolates. Well, my father raised me to never give a man money. And, you know, if a man tells you what to buy, he's actually trying to pimp you. So if a man use that test and you don't comply, he's not going to waste his time on you. So the men who unfollow, he's okay with that, because those are the men that he can't condition. Those are the men that he can't indoctrinate, and that he can't swindle and con. Tate's know he's going to jail. He's going to need a loyal army. He's going to go broke if they put him in jail for the many years I think they are. So he needs to have loyal cult followers right now, so that when he is away, he doesn't have to worry about lack of money in his commissary.
Amen. That's so good. And so I also think it's interesting that he literally believes that a grown man that's married should ditch his wife, get in better shape, go and get a Russian model. Like, this is not a family model. Like, so to me, any guy that's looking at this and they're falling for it, where he says genuinely, don't follow me anymore if you don't fall for this, that person is deviating completely away from, in my opinion, the way God intended. He intended families and tribes, for sure. I mean, we are social animals, and he's literally telling this person, throw your family away if you want to be with me.
The men who the men that have families don't even listen to somebody like Tate. Now, there could be married men. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. There could be married men that listen to him, but let's be clear. If a man is stupid enough to leave his girlfriend or wife, he doesn't have the class, the pizzazz, nor does he have the money to get a Russian wife. So these are things that are not easily obtained for any man that's following him. Not even Tate he doesn't have a Russian wife. He's not even married. And the thing about it is that he understands in order to get a Russian woman, because for some reason we're going to put Russian women, I guess, as the elite class, but that's fine. We understand why they're doing that because of the conservatism they have in women. But those Russian women are not just going to go to you because you pursued them. Understand that if you're pursuing a Russian woman that's supposed to be at the lead, you are one of many. So these are unobtainable goals. And that's how he wants it, so that you can't achieve it and get frustrated. And so therefore he can sell you more stuff. It's like that fast. It's like a weight loss program that's crazy. It's like eat, drink this juice and drink this juice again, and then have one small meal, and you should be able to lose weight. And they'll show you all these testimonies. But then, yeah, you do lose because you're actually going through somewhat of a fast, but in a way you have decreased the calories. But then because you are doing it wrong, you binge, and then you go back. I binge. I'm gaining all the weight back. And you're like, well, that's because you had not a problem. My other weight loss program that helps with the binging and having motivation. It's always an upsell, and that's what this is doing.
And
that's what he's doing.
This much, then we'll get this much, then we'll get this much.
Right.
It's 100% that. And it's interesting too, because he's kind of has a name more for pimping and being proud of the word pimping women, but really ultimately the people that are really spending money in
are
his
the
world,
men.
Yeah. So
men.
He's definitely very manipulative as far as that goes. And it's interesting too, because he always talks about how he's so powerful and he's so fearless, and yet all he does is sell fear. If he can pull the ground out from under you by telling you how dangerous the world is and how much you need him for security, how he's a step ahead and how he's got it all under control. He's a step ahead in jail. Like, it's crazy. All right, so here's the next one. It's a shorter one.
Okay.
The world is moving very quickly. Money is flowing from place to place. The rate of exchange is only accelerating. As the world continues its descent into mass poverty, the real world students continue to become increasingly wealthy. How? Because the art of money making has always been the same. The constant movements are good for those who know the game, and there's only one place that is successful in teaching it. 2 more days to join. Take.
He's still running a workshop on the game. So I know it doesn't include women this time, webcam women. So I'm very interested in, so I guess the game. So without knowing the game, I'm going to assume that the game is going to be like $3,000 or it's going to be an upsell where you get a little bit at $500, and then if you want the real game, you're going to have to pay $3,000. And if you want to be in with the elite people who have mastered the game and you can get a mentor, then you're going to have to pay $10,000. That's what it sounds like to me.
And I think this is it's to me, when somebody has signature moves, they do them across the board. So I would imagine anytime he's talking to some girl, he's talking about how the world is falling apart and how there's going to be he calls it mass poverty, and that very few people will have the ability to get food to her, or you know what I mean? Like, can't you just picture it?
No, and that's a hypnotic technique that neurolinguistic programmers, and by the way, I am a practitioner. I am master in NLP. So it's a suggestion, and if you're easily suggestible, then you'll actually picture poverty. But you got to rebuke it, especially if, I want to tell Christians, this is your game right here. Rebuke the evil. You don't have to. When someone says, "Oh my God, Tree, if this is gonna happen to you," I'm like, that ain't gonna happen to me. I just rebuke it. By the way, I'm just saying that you just gotta reject it. Okay. Right. So if he says, picture blah, 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 And then you're just looking like, that doesn't sound right. And so here's the antidote to this. If someone like him, who's a scammer, says, picture mass poverty, then you know what I'm going to do to counteract that? I'm like, you know what? Picture mass food being fed
Abundant
across the world.
cornucopias.
Yeah. I'm like, picture your family on Thanksgiving with a table full of food. And then you take the leftovers and you go to the shelter and you also feed the abundance amount of food that so many generous people have offered all over the state to feed. Think abundance. He doesn't want you to think abundance. If he has you thinking scarcity, then basically you will have him as your God. Okay. He owns you when when he got you to think that you're in a defeat position, you are hopeless, helpless, and that he's going to get you in fear. See, I don't play the fear game. And that's the reason why I disconnected from Twitter for the most part today, because I was like, you're not going to make me scared. I'm not going to be fear. It takes a lot to fear me, and that's not going to do it.
That's good. I love it. I love it. And so if you're if you're a young woman and you're dating some guy and he's trying to pull that safety thing, what are the things a woman can do that's young to make sure that a guy can't use fear or scarcity as a way to draw her in?
Okay. So this is something I appreciate my father teaching me. My father taught me, and I know I had a little advantage because of the type of father I have. My father taught me to never depend on anyone, not even him. And he was a police officer at the time. Okay. Marine reservist. He even said, don't even depend on me to protect you. You need to know how to protect yourself because I'm not always around. So ladies, you have to learn how to protect yourself. Go take Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. All right. We don't have upper strength. We have strength in our legs. We are bottom strong, not top strong. Men have top strong. You need to go into these self-defense where it's going to get you on the ground, grappling, hence why I like BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the most, okay? And there's some other techniques, but, I like that better. Also, if you're in a state, you need to get over your fear of guns and knives, okay? These are things you need to think on a protective level. I'm going to say something to you that's going to make you think. What you are protecting yourself, who you are protecting yourself is not other women. You are protecting yourself from other men. You need to understand that. So a man is saying, I can protect you from other men. However, who's going to protect you from him? What if he decides that he wants to get, on you? I'm not saying every man you're with is going to turn on you. What I'm telling you is stop depending upon somebody for your safety. Okay. Me and my husband, not once does he protect me. We had an incident where we were hearing something at the bottom of the door downstairs. And guess what? He went, got his rifle. I got up and got my rifle. And the dog beat us to the daggone sound. But the thing about it is I wasn't underneath the covers like, oh, honey, go get him. No, honey. Because what happens if my husband wasn't there?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I had a post about that the other day because I miss those old Western movies because the women were strong in most of those movies. They knew what to do. They didn't have to a lot of times because the leading man handled it, but it was just cool that they could, they knew how to defend themselves and such. But I also think it's important on a level of not physical danger, but financial danger.
Yes.
Or emotional danger.
Right.
So speak on those too, please.
So when it comes to emotional danger And what was the other one you said?
Was financial.
Financial danger. Okay.
Because that's an abuse. People are financially abused.
Absolutely. So we'll talk about financial and then we get to the emotional because it's going to be interchangeable. So you have these men who are say that, let's look at the Steven Crowder situation. So here it is. He had this woman who was, and a lot of people don't know this, but Hillary was the one who was financially helping Steven in the beginning of his career, not the other way around. Homegirl net worth was $500,000 a year. She was the one who had her side business being an interior decorator, but she's also was the vice president of her father's furniture business. That gave her power. That gave her independence. Even though she wanted to be in a relationship, she still was financially dependent. What did he do? When she helped him financially to get on his feet and to also, when he was building up Louder with Crowder, then he told her, quit your jobs, close down your business, and focus on helping building mine. That's fine. However, understand this. The money that she had is now being poured into their joint account. And now he's the one who's making the most and saying that she's the gold digger now because she's not doing wifely duties. So in that position, one thing I would have never, and even I practice what I preach right now. I have my own account. My husband has his own account and we have a joint account. I do not, nor does he, put all our money in a joint account. Okay. I don't do that. All right. So you want to make sure that if something happens, so let's say, for instance, not even in a situation where Steven Crowder just turned on and to do a divorce. Let's say, for instance, they come up missing because they got abducted, God forbid, heaven prevent. Let's say they got abducted. Okay. Where are you going to get the money? He got control over all the money. So, you're not on the bank statement and you can't, if he's just missing, you don't have access to any of the funds. So what? And then because, he's just missing, you can't get a death certificate. You can't get nothing. I'm not saying he died, but I'm saying
right.
You're now left in limbo. So there is no way for you to survive. I think if a man loves you, and and I'm see what you think about this comment. If a man loves you, he wants you to be able to survive with and without him.
Amen. I agree with that 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
100%. And I do think that there's some men out there that are narcissistic or have those tendencies towards thinking of self and not others, and they aren't protecting their wife or they aren't protecting their family properly. They die, aneurysm, stroke, heart attack, out of nowhere. And then the woman realizes, oh, not only am I not safe, he's gone. Oh, he didn't have life insurance. I thought he had life insurance. These are all things that sometimes women are afraid to discuss, and they really do need to ask the questions. And also, when you begin moving that there's that spectrum of money of the power that you have, and you begin and you take it all and you put it in his account, not a joint account, you are now being financially isolated. It's the same thing a narcissist does, where he pulls you into another state away from your friends, your family, the people you work with.
Exactly.
But he's doing it with money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And isolation's a big signature move of a lot of them.
Because that's your support system. Okay. Right. So if he can get you away from your support system or demonize them, okay, and then he got full control over you. Never get rid of your support system, whether it's your family or your best friends. Never get rid of them. You're gonna need them and you may never know if you need them in the future. Okay. So, and when it comes to emotional, what was it? Emotional isolation or?
Well, no, I was just saying emotional abuse, but emotional isolation is another one. I mean,
emotional abuse. All right, emotional abuse is something that I would have to say majority of women fall for, because you understand that when you meet men, you are the one who is picturing the wedding dress, the going down the aisle, the happy life. and all he's thinking about is what kind of position he's got you in bed. And I'm not kidding. Men do not look at you for the most part and go, oh, that my wife. Ooh, I can't wait to be at the altar. They don't think that. They think,
can't wait to be at the altar.
okay. They're thinking like, hey, how you doing? So you gotta understand. So, keep your feelings to yourself until you know someone's intentions. And by the way, that doesn't take days, that takes months. So you never know if this person is being nice to you because they're trying to get you into bed. And this is the reason why I tell a lot of women, keep your legs closed if you're looking for something serious and that's going to lead to marriage. Just keep your legs closed, because if a guy is just looking for you for just sex, once he get that, then he's going to flip. So men, this is what men do. Men will talk to a woman during a date, and to find out what role he has to play, he'll ask her, what are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for a Christian man, someone who fears the Lord, someone who is loyal, and someone who's looking for marriage and loves kids. So he's writing all that down. Okay. Christian. He's like, I was saying the same thing to Mother Mabel in church yesterday. Sometimes I go to Bible study. So now you done told him what role to play, and he will play that role. And instead of you, by the way, but here's the deal about men. Men can't keep up that fake face for long. The long as you keep your legs closed, the mask will start dripping off, will slipping off. So he'll play that role until he get what he want. But if he doesn't, or you do something that frustrates him, then the non-Christian thing comes out. Or then I was talking about my girlfriend. She wants me back, saying, I was thinking like, man, she was really good at doing this, that, and the other. So you got to be aware of the games that they play. And if he knows that he got your heart, he got you, and you're in the loser seats. I want ladies this is what I want you to do, because there are good men out there, but you got to be patient. Stop getting caught up in your fantasies. You got to treat this like a job. If you don't get a particular job, are you upset that the job turned you down? Or maybe some of you are, but if you apply for several jobs and you got several opportunities, if one job turns you down, then another one is going to pick you up. So you got to look at it. These men are applying for applications to your job, which is you. So you're going to turn some applications down, and you're going to basically give some applications a try. Do a probationary period. I think they still do that in jobs. When they hire someone, you go through a probationary period. If it doesn't work out, you're fired. You don't even get any what is that? What is
severance?
Yeah, you don't get any severance, okay? So you don't get any of that because it's a trial period. You need to treat men that way. You need to give them a trial period. Keep your heart to yourself. Keep your legs closed, and then continue to date other men. And the best man wins. It used to be that way. But, now men have told you that you are a 304. You are a thought. If you date several men, we didn't say have sex. I'm against that. I just want you guys to understand. I'm against you women having sex with a bunch of men that you're dating. Stop that. Don't do that. You keep your legs closed. Your heart won't get caught up, because the man who basically did it the best in bed. Basically, keep your heart closed. Stay in public places. Do not go to his place. Make sure he doesn't know where you live, and go through that trial period so that he cannot emotionally manipulate you. What happens is that women give it up real quick, and all of a sudden they in love. Okay, because you have imprinted himself. He has imprinted himself in you, or excuse me, the other way around. You have imprinted yourself on him. There's that bonding here thing going on, and you're not thinking correctly, because now the energy within your womb has been stimulated, and you're basically not thinking correctly. So, and this is where you're in the losers. You're losing yourself in this position to be emotionally manipulated.
Yeah. And they've proven that oxytocin release, which is what is released when you have sex with a man, it's equal to that of nursing a child, which is an absolute bonding experience. And it lasts a long time. It's not a short time thing. And they were saying that, it is equivalent to somebody going to buy a house when they're on cocaine. Like, let's get it,
Wow, I love that analogy. It's so on
Yeah.
point too.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. And so, yeah, the patient thing is really good. And I do believe that part of the problem is everyone's chasing that dopamine hit. And it's both on women and men. They hit a level of dopamine that they've kind of used it all up during the day. And now they're looking for another hit, and somebody might, it's crazy. And so as far as that question, when they ask, what is it that you want? How would you answer that? Because
I'll
I
be
kind of,
basic. I will be so
yeah,
basic.
yeah,
I just want a man that tells the truth, a man who reads, a man who, likes to try. I would be so basic. I would not be specific. Keep your specific. You don't need to tell a man what you're specifically looking for. Why?
exactly.
Why do you have to tell him that? If you are looking, you should never tell a man what you're specifically looking for, because if he is those things, you don't have to tell him. You should be able to see those characteristics in him during your courting or during the dating. If you're looking for a Christian man, you shouldn't even tell a man you're looking for a Christian man. You should see does he act Christ-like? Does he actually talk about how he went to church? Or if he's not the type of person that can go to church, does he talk about how he likes to listen to inspirational music? Does he do Bible study? You don't even have to go to church to do Bible study. You can. Everybody who's a Christian should take the time to learn the Bible more. Okay. I don't believe in the thing of everybody perfected the Bible. No. So it's like, is he learning to be a better person? And how is his actions equal or relevant to the scriptures that he loves the most? So you should be able to see these things in this person instead of telling them. Stop telling men what you're looking for, because now you done told him the script that he needs to read from to be the actor to fool you into getting what he wants.
Yes. And yes, exactly. Cause really it's like a prescription.
Yeah.
And any guy that has dated a lot has probably gotten better and better at asking questions. And I understand some of those questions are going to help him if he's a legit guy.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I personally would not tell somebody certain answers, because I would want them to be themselves. And I might even go so far as to say, I don't really want to answer that, because I'd like to see who you are without answering that.
That's a good answer too. So like, I don't want to tell you that, because I want to see if that's who you are. And if it's not, and then he'll say, well, what if you think I'm not the right person? I was like, well, I don't know. My intuition as a woman has never let me down. So if you are the one, you will be the one. I don't have to tell you how to act. It should come to you naturally if you meet those characteristics I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's so good. And I would tell people too, typically, just when it comes to the others, so there's others focus, there's more takers, and then there's givers. So the takers are more likely to only be able to hold that mask up for 4 to 6 months. But that's not.
Is it really that long?
It is
I've
that
never
long.
seen them do it that long.
Yeah, especially if it's a really big prize of some sort. They will absolutely do it. The problem is, usually the woman's so smitten by whatever it is that they've already let their guard down, and then all of those hormones are pumping, and the dopamine and all the stuff. But if you can hold back and not get sexually involved, then you really do have your compass, which
you're in control. I want ladies to understand. You are completely in control. You have nothing. You can't fall for anything when you keep your legs closed. Those are the cheat codes. Keep your legs closed, and because he's going to constantly, and if he's pressuring you, something is wrong. So he should be, especially if you're a Christian, or even if you're not a Christian, you're just a person saying, because I'm not Christian, and I said that to my husband when we first started dating. I was like, hey, I'm gonna just let you know, we're not doing this. Okay, we're not having sex. I'm looking for something serious that's going to lead to marriage. And if we are able to develop a friendship without sharing each other's bodies, then therefore I'm going to not only be in a relationship with my potential husband, but also my soon-to-be best friend. So let's develop the best friend part first, and then everything else will come afterwards.
Amen. All right, so I'm going to read another one of the Tate things. So this one's called Tearing Through Boredom.
Oh, God.
It is only boring because you're average / terrible. If you were exceptional and destroyed absolutely every opponent with ease, it becomes infinitely fun. Making money, fighting, strength, anything. When you take everybody's souls and demoralize them through pure brilliance, you are forever motivated to try
wait,
even
wait,
harder.
sorry, I'm sorry. Did you say soul?
He said
SOUL?
Yes, like the person's soul.
Okay.
Yeah. When you take everybody's soul and demoralize them through your brilliance, you are forever motivated to try even harder. Then you become better than before, an upward spiral to infinite brilliance. All you have to do is tear through the boredom of being unremarkable. Contentment awaits in the annihilation of others. Discipline will get you there. Once you start winning, winning becomes easy. Winning may be difficult, but it is never boring. Now that's some full out satanic stuff.
Girl, you took the words out of my mouth. I was like, that's satanic, isn't it? if you think about the movie The Fifth Element, remember, evil made this whatever that power grow. So it sounds like he wants you to suck out the soul in order to feed into your evilness, because you got two vibrations. You got the higher vibration and the lower vibration. And sounds like the lower vibration that you want to master in the gutter, okay, especially in the sex industry, in the domination in the domination industry, in the conquering war, all of that is low vibrational. You're not dealing with love. You're not dealing with cooperation and sharing. That's high vibrational. So it sounds like he wants you to attack the pure of women or men who are naive and conquer their soul to feed into your evil intentions. That's satanic. That is actually satanic.
I couldn't believe it when I read it. I was like, I can't even believe that anyone doesn't just unsubscribe immediately. And then how many people are there that are attracted to this kind of content? And what happens to me, the real question becomes, why are we as a culture so attracted to domineering and salacious evil? Like what? What is that?
I would have to say, who is attracted to that? Because you and I were never attracted to any of these type of. When Andrew Tate, I'm gonna tell you, when Andrew Tate first came on, I learned about him many years ago through Mike on Red Bar Radio. Mike was clowning him at the time, and this was even before Michaela Peterson met with him. So I saw him as the joke I saw Tate as the joke that he is through the eyes of Mike on Red Bar Radio. So when he got real big right after Kevin Samuels, so here's the order of events went for me. I never started to see Tate start dominating to social media platforms until Kevin Samuels passed away. Then all of a sudden he moved in there, and I listened to him. And even if there were some things I just didn't agree with, it was from the person that said it. It's like, I despise Hillary. I despise Biden. If they were to say something I agree with, I was not flocked to them. I would not say, wow, I don't agree with who you are, but you are soul-based when you say that. I don't do that. So why didn't you gravitate to him?
So for me, the first time I ever saw him, it was an it was an advertisement, and he's getting into the back of his jet with his brother and another guy, and they're all like dressed perfect. And I'm like, why are there a bunch of guys that look good hanging out together? Like, that just seemed odd to me, like really, truly odd. Like, I was like, what is this? And so then the next time I saw him, Zuby interviewed him,
Oh, yeah.
and I watched that interview, and he said so many things that were great, but I knew that the 10% lie was to sell something, if that makes sense. And I think the biggest thing he's selling, like right now, I think he's selling Rumble. You know, I think he's selling fear. I think he's selling himself a lot.
He's gonna always sell himself.
Yeah, but I do think
sell himself.
ultimately he is a tool for somebody, and I think he is trying to sell, I guess, like this satanic lifestyle. Like he's trying to make mammon and abusing women and moving from place to place attractive. You know, if you can't get up and leave your life in 2 seconds because you don't have a jet and a, you know, whatever, you are a loser. And I think that that makes people who watch that aspire to having money think that's the steps. But really, I think he's drawing people into that never-ending hamster wheel that you were talking about.
When he says, if you don't have a jet to leave in 2 seconds, you are a loser. And these guys will do some self-reflecting and say, yeah, I am a loser, but you know, I am going to be a winner one day by following Tate's every word. So these are all psychological indoctrination techniques that work on those who are gullible, who are naive, who are a clean slate. So and this is the reason why a lot of children, and as you can see when Sneeko encountered those children and the things that they said about women and everybody else. So these are the children that are being indoctrinated because they don't have their parents around to teach them differently. I always said, and this is what I said to Tristan. I said, I said, your pimp game doesn't work on me. I was raised by my father. No, actually, I said what I say. I said I was raised by my black father, unlike you. That's what I really said to him, right? Before he blocked me. And I was like, unlike you, I was raised by my black father. Okay, I'm immune to your dad going. I'm immune to your pimp game because I had a man in my life to teach me to watch out for men like you. So that's the reason why that stuff doesn't work on me. And it doesn't, but I am one of the few. So now it's up to women like us, to other people, even some men, to show younger women or women in general, like, hey, there's a emptiness in part of you that's basically finding this attractive. And you got to understand that you cannot feel, if you are loved, you cannot feel a void in your heart with evil. Okay, so evil begets evil. So you have to remember that love attracts love. You want to be a better person, you need to look at better people. And last thing I want to say this, I look at the messenger and the message. Some people say, oh, don't pay attention to the messenger, pay attention to the message. I look at the messenger and the message. I don't care if I agree with what you say 100%. If you are a bad person, an evil person, a malicious person, I don't care what comes out your mouth, okay? Because it can be used as a way to trap me into your nonsense, your foolishness, and I'm not going to play for it. So you guys got to understand that you have to judge the messenger as well as the message. They go hand in hand.
Yeah. So I want to read that one line one more time, because there's a piece of it that I think a lot of times people who are very, very, very hungry for attention do this. They walk into the room and they have to be the best, and they truly feel that their brilliance takes the air out of the room, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? You know who
Yes,
I'm
yes,
talking about? You know
yes,
who I'm talking about?
yes, yes,
So he literally
yes.
believes that he has the ability to walk into any room, and because he's in great shape and he could beat up so many percentage
He's
of the men
not
that are
all
in there.
that. He seriously. I mean, I've seen this man naked, not impressed. I've seen his ding ding. I'm not impressed with that either. I've seen him. He doesn't have the body of an Adonis. He's bald. He's got problems with his eyes. And anytime I can't see your eyes and you got to wear shades, I don't trust you. And I want women to understand that if you got to talk to men with shades on, understand that they are a deceptive person. So I don't do that. I don't. But hold on. As somebody, and I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm 6'3". Okay, I got dreadlocks. This is my hair. Okay, these big old boobs. I'm just saying I can put on a rough sack and people see me. I'm not bragging about that.
Yeah.
It's just that I like to be invisible. Okay,
Yeah.
this is why I'm online saying I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. Wee! I like it because I'm not standing out except for my approach. So, I know how it is when people look at you because there's something unique about you.
Right.
That people are going to look. And we can flip it to if a woman who's weighing 800, well, I don't know how a woman 800 pounds is going to walk, but let's say 500 pounds. If a woman with 500 pounds walk in, you're going to look at her too. So there has to be some kind of physical characteristics that will make somebody look at you. So he doesn't have that. He's just an average person. However, it could be an energy, and I do believe this. There could be but that's a high vibrational energy. If somebody is a good person, I'm automatically, and they could be like 5'3", wearing all black, but there's something about me that's going to turn their way. So if you are vibrating on a insecure level, if you are vibrating on a level that will make him the star and you actually his cult follower, you will also be attracted to that. We turn our bodies. It's things called kinesiology. We tend to gravitate to things that we desire, to things that we want, but also to things that are on our level. So if you're on a low vibrational level, you're going to get the Tyrones, the Tates, and the daggone Pookies. But if you are on a higher vibrational level, you will get somebody like Jocko. That's my favorite. I'm so sorry. I love me some Jocko. So it's like you're gonna attract people who want the best for you, not to use you for their
for them to
gain.
feel brilliance, for their pure brilliance to just shine because they demoralized you through their awesomeness.
Right. Yes. Yes. Yes.
That one blew me away. It is interesting because ultimately the people we're wanting to warn people from are actually more afraid and less secure in who they are and needing to make more moves in order to secure their own version of safety than they're ever going to admit.
True. I agree with that. Yes.
Yeah, because I have yet to meet a narcissist that doesn't have a lot of insecurities. But when you take everybody's soul and demoralize them through pure brilliance, you are forever motivated to try even harder.
Pure brilliance. Pure brilliance. So you mean to tell me how being deceptive, and I guess if you are deceptive, there's some certain type of level of not brilliance, but I would have to say mastery there. That doesn't make you brilliant. Okay.
Well, I think too, when you're deceptive, you deceive yourself. I do believe he is genuinely deceived. I believe he actually believes a lot of this stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. He does.
Yeah. And that's the piece that I think is so fascinating about truth and how the deceptive can't see it literally. Right. And then also the people that need to learn the lesson, because we are all supposed to, so in the Bible it says, my people perish for lack of wisdom or lack of knowledge. And I do believe it's the greatest harm. Like your dad showed you how to be an independent, strong woman so that people wouldn't take advantage of you. Well, there's a lot of men and women out there that haven't been taught that,
Right.
who actually do need to work on their weaknesses. And when they're in the presence of somebody that has those lessons for them to learn, they're like a magnet.
There you go. Yes. Yes,
So,
we all have life lessons, and that's how you learn. If you didn't learn it through a teacher, you learn it from experience.
So that magnet, when you're super fast drawn to somebody, to me, that should be a red flag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of, oh my God, it was meant to be, they're my soul, like, their twin flame, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
It really actually might be your worst lesson waiting inside that vehicle called a person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. True.
Have you run into that ever?
There have been people I have been in my past that I have been drawn to, but for some reason, for example, here's the number one part that comes out on me. When I left the police field and I began to be a security guard, I joined what was known as the Morris Science Temple of America, and it was they had a temple in Atlanta, and I joined it because I was fishing for religion. At the time, I had left. I left Christianity. Then I left Christianity for Nation Islam. Then I left the Nation Islam for Sunni Islam, and then I just left that completely altogether. It was like I needed something to believe in, and so bam, I go into this organization and they begin to teach me about history. They begin to teach me about things I did not know. But here's the deal. They were promoting polygamy amongst like one man, several women.
Yeah. It's always the guru that, that's the one that gets everybody.
And he knew that there was because I love to learn and I love to read about stuff I didn't know, especially things about, this beautiful country of ours. And he held that like hostage, like, wow, if you have your sister wives together, you all can learn. Now I was like, so he was holding that over me. And I was like, nah, it was like that snapped me out of it.
The spell was broken.
Right.
But you were lucky because a lot of people, they keep falling deeper and deeper into it. And it's really sad. And I mean, I'm just telling everybody that I have never in my life seen a polygamy situation work. I don't think there's humans mature enough to handle something like that. And who would want to? I mean, we're definitely not built for that. Okay, so you ready for one more before before we have our hour is over? I can't believe how fast it went. Okay, so this one is called Everything is War. Sitting in the commute without losing your patience is war. Trying to find a way to escape a slave job is war. Keeping your wife happy and your children inspired is war. Training to become stronger is war. Proving yourself in front of brothers worth having is war. Managing my $500 million portfolio is war. Sitting in prison after the Matrix attack is war. It doesn't matter where you are. All of it is war. It is war at the bottom. It is war at the top. Become comfortable with chaos and endless pain. Get used to getting hurt. If you refuse to fight your own war for significance, you'll simply end up as a casualty in someone else's.
Okay, I want you to do something. At the last sentence, instead of saying you refuse, say that sentence again.
If you refuse to fight you refuse
to embrace your own own blessings. Go
Yes,
ahead.
your own magnificence. Okay, I like
Right.
it.
So,
You'll
so
simply end up a casualty in someone else's.
you'll simply end up blessing others. So read all of
That's good.
that. Read all of that instead of saying use the same words, but instead of saying it's war, say it's a blessing. Read all of that and put it's a blessing.
Okay, sitting in the commute in the commute without losing your patience is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find a way to escape your slave job is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping your wife happy and your children inspired is a blessing.
Hallelujah.
Training to become stronger is a blessing.
Hallelujah.
Oh,
Yes.
I
You
mean, did
see?
you hack it quick or what?
Yes, yes, yes. Because I know what he's doing. This was saying I am also a master NLP. But I use my power for good. Here's the deal. You use your powers that are given to you for evil, then you will succumb to evil. You have to use this for good. And this is what I'm talking about. You got to switch the wording. Instead of saying it's war, saying it's a blessing. That's all. And it basically neutralizes the spell that he's casting before you.
So good.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's absolutely true because here's the thing, like even when he says it is war at the bottom and it's war at the top, I believe that the only war there is our own minds, and it is in us succumbing to the people who want us to believe there is a war. Because if you really look at it, there's so many beautiful human. Every single person I meet has some great treasure or piece to them that's amazing. And I don't care if I have the same beliefs or different beliefs, I can always find a treasure within each person.
Every time.
And they will have you convinced that you should be afraid of somebody for this reason, you should be afraid of somebody for that reason. And I think it's so amazing.
Now,
Just awesome.
he said there's a war at the top and there's a war at the bottom. And you just switched that to there are lessons at the bottom and there's blessings at the top. So in order to acquire those blessings at the top, you got to go through the lessons at the bottom. We all start from the bottom. So that's where your lessons are. You master your blessings, achieve the blessing. You get some more lessons, you master it, achieve blessings. Now, you may get some lessons and you may fail that lesson. That is in itself is a blessing because you get a do-over. So once you get a do-over, boom, I got it the second time, maybe even the third time. Boom, I got the blessing.
But what I will warn people is each time will be more difficult.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you for saying that. So you want to pass it the first time. That is so true. And that's something I can actually say, yes, I agree. Because if you fail it the first time, baby, the second time is going to be harder. So you don't even want to get to that third because it's going to be like, you're going to be on your butt. Someone's like, what's going on? But when you go through it the third time, no matter what, even if you need someone to help you push through it, you need a support team, push through it so you don't get to the number fourth one.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And so even just like that last one, I think that's the perfect one to end on. It's so mind-blowing to me that there's people defending this man and he's putting out stuff like this. It's beyond me that there's grown women saying, oh, he's helped my son so much, and that's the thing, is there's a spectrum within each one of us. Everybody has some light that they have, and I'm sure he has some great things that he's shared, but overall what he's doing I think is really damaging.
It's I say that this is a man who it's like I got to be careful when I say what I say. It's like a man who has bad intentions to a child, offer them candy from a white van.
Right.
Okay. Oh, he always gave them candy. What's the hidden agenda? What's the end result? So just because when women's like, well, he helped my son. How did he help your son? Because if you're saying your son, he's giving you good things to say that, it's a catch you. It's to get you trapped in for what he really want to use you for what he really want to basically manipulate you to believe. And in the end, it's all for him work. It's all for you or these men or women to be subservient to him, to give him your power. That's what you got to understand. He's not empowering you guys. You're empowering him.
Yes. Yes. And then in the love world, or in the relationship world with a narcissist, that would be called love bombing. They call it love bombing.
Yes.
So that's that whole 4 to 6 months that they'll hide who they really are so that they can suck you in and do all the different things. Well, thank you so much for coming and doing part 2. We had so much left over last time. I know. It was fun, and I appreciate it.
Always.
I appreciate it very, very much. And I hope that you get back on Twitter again and get rolling. And
it's kind of hard for me to do my thing when there's all this going on, because I can't even go into my you go into your other to see what everybody else who you follow is posting. I can't even go in there. I just can't.
Yeah.
So it's like when I can't see what you all are posting, then I have to disconnect from Twitter, and so that's what's going on.
Yeah. I hear you. There's different levels of tolerance, and I used to detach spatially, and now I detach mentally and emotionally. It's like I'm watching a movie. And it's to me, it's so wild the way people suck in like a little vacuum to whatever it is.
Yeah.
And the bigger it is, the more they suck in. And so I just like, everyone's got to learn their lesson. It gets bigger and bigger if you don't learn this time.
True. Very, very true.
I'm right there with you, girl. And thank you so much for coming. You're always so much fun. I love your energy.
I know, we get along so well. I don't know. This is like we've been always known each other.
It's so fun. I love it.
Listen, anytime you do this, I will always come.
Thank
you. There are some people I just don't like. I don't want to gel with, but when you invited me the first time, I immediately said yes, because I see you're a good person.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, the first time I had you on, I was like, I definitely don't want her on my bad side.
There are people I can't get mad. Do you know I can't get mad at Chrissy behind the scenes? By the way, she won't mind me saying that Chrissy did something that made me angry. It had something to do with Candace Owens, and I got mad at her, and then she made a joke, and I just couldn't stay mad at her. And then she's like, "I'm so sorry, oh man!" And the way she typed, I can hear her, and I immediately it just left. It just the anger just. I said, "Damn, Chrissy, I can't. You're the type of person I can't stay mad at." So it's. It's some women and men have such good. They're good people. Chrissy is a good person. Okay, Frank is a good person too. And I'm like, these are just people I just gravitate to, and I like. And I'm like, these are people. When you ask me to come on, I'm like, boom, because I know you're a good person. There are some big people who have asked me to come on their show, and I'm like, I'm gonna let you. Let me see what my schedule is. Oh man, I can't. I'm not. And I keep putting it off, and I'm sure I'm putting a lot of people on blast by saying that, but I'm just being honest. If I haven't said yes by now, it's something about you I'm not gelling with.
Well, and one of the things and I've told Chrissy this too, and anyone that doesn't know, it's Chrissy Meyer, and she's a comedian, and she does Simcast, and Tree and I get to go on there every once in a while. But what I love so much is that each person that she invites is so different. Even if the people completely disagree, they're still respectful. Right. They're still patient. They're still like, okay, that's their life, not mine. Yes. And so she's very good at selecting, or Frank, one of the two, is very good at selecting the what is the word for it? The chemistry.
Yeah.
So well, you have a wonderful, wonderful, I guess, Sunday night. I was going to say weekend, but gosh,
I'm going to go ahead and get ready for my stream tonight. So, but
what are you doing your stream on? And tell everybody where to find you.
We got some drama. We have this lawyer. Well, I can't even say she's a real lawyer. She just passed bar twice in 2 different countries, but I mean 2 different states, but she doesn't know what a criminal law is. And I had to educate someone who passed the bar what a criminal code is, what a criminal law is, and actually go get the criminal. So we got that drama because I want people to understand that just because somebody says as a lawyer don't mean they know the law. But the same thing goes for police, because the reason I know about the law in Georgia is because I was a police officer and we had to go take law classes when I went to the academy. Unfortunately, they stopped that, Carmen. And so you got a lot of police officers who don't know the law. I'm not one of them. I'm from the old school police where we know the law. So I'm educating people, taking screenshots of the code and actually showing people like, hey, do not hire this idiot for any criminal stuff, because she will get you put in jail because she don't know what she's talking about. Anytime you don't know the criminal code and you don't even know what a criminal code is. So it's going to be drama, honey. We're going to have some drama stuff going on. And then we're going to go into the JF with his missing wife segment. This is the YouTuber. I just found out he's not on YouTube anymore. But this is a man whose mentally handicapped woman, wife, common law wife, has disappeared for 4 months, and he could care less. So we got a mystery. We got some drama in the beginning, then we got some mystery and following up.
Well, you have a great time on your stream. I'll probably come by and visit. I have to go to my sister's real quick, but after that, I'll come visit.
No problem, girl.
Bye, everybody. Have a good Sunday night.
Bye.